Okay, we're back with an IGCSE paper, also from June 2019, but from a different region. And now we've got right 720 as a product of its prime factors. So it's 720. I'm just going to divide by 2 because it means I don't have to think that much. So you can just go through and do this. There's other ways of doing it as well. And every time you get a prime factor, 2 being the only even one, you circle it. 45 is not divisible by 2, but it is divisible by 5 and 9. And then 9 is 3 squared. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Yeah, let's try that again. So 2 to the power 4 times 5 times 3 to the power 2. And that's the answer. Oh, that can go there. Find the smallest whole number that 720 can be multiplied by to give a square number. So what's the smallest whole number that 720 can be multiplied by to give a square number? Now, I think we can do this, I would imagine 5. And the reason I imagine 5 is 2 to the 4 is 2 squared squared. 3 squared is a square number, so that's 9, and that's 4 squared, which is 16. And then the only problem we have is 5 is not it's not a square number. So if we timesed it by 5, I reckon we'd end up with a pretty square number. So that's what I'm going to go for. Okay. Lorenzo increases all the prices on his restaurant menu by 8%. Well, that's inflation for you. Before the increase, the price of dessert was $4.25. Look at the price of the dessert after the increase. So we're going to use the idea, it's a bit like doing compound interest. So we're going to use the idea that the dessert at the beginning is 100%. We're going to add 8%. I'm going to get 108%. Then we're going to get a multiplier by dividing by 100. And our multiplier is going to be 1.08. Now, that might seem really obvious to you, but okay, it's quite a good idea to do it that way. Now we're going to go 425 times 1.08, and we'll get a bigger number, which is, let's have a look, 425 times 1.08 equals, aha, our answer is $4.59. Doesn't seem so bad, does it? We have been living through enormous amounts of inflation. After the increase, the price of lasagna was $9.45. Work out the price of lasagna before the increase. So we know, we're using the same thing. So we know that lasagna was X before the increase, and we knew we timesed it by 1.08. Or 1.08x equals 9.45. So in order to find out what x is, we can just go x equals 9.45 divided by 1.08. And we should find that it's less than 9.45 divided by, 1.08 equals, so it used to cost $8.75. Right, there we go. Now, that's reverse percentages. People get those wrong a lot. Right, the diagram shows an isosceles triangle ABC. Okay, so AC and BA and AB are both 7.5. The height is 6. What's the area of the triangle? Well, we can't really do this until we find out what BC is, because to find the area, we need BC times 6. And we just don't know what BC is. So we can find out what, let's call this D. So let's find out what DC is. And the way we're going to do that is this is 7.5, this is 6, and this is X, or DC. And so we can use Pythagoras because we've got a right angled triangle. So 7.5 squared, A squared plus B squared equals C squared. 7.5 squared is our hypotenuse, And then we can make that 6 squared, seeing as my b's look entirely like that anyway, and then we can make that x squared equals. So that would mean that x squared equals 7.5 squared minus 6 squared, and let's find out what 7.5 squared is, probably 50 something. So it is 56.25, and then minus 36 equals x squared, so let's take away 36, and we know that that is 20.25. So x squared is 20.25 equals x squared, so let's just square root that. So x equals 4.5. Therefore, that's only half, so this bit here, so BC equals 9, so area of triangle, really I've got to learn to write, equals 9 times 6 over 2, which is 27 centimetres squared. There you go. And 8. There are 10 people in a lift. These 10 people have a mean weight of 79.2 kilograms. 3 of these people get out of the lift, and these people have a mean weight of 68 kilograms. So work out the mean weight of the 7 people left in the lift. So the 7 people left in the lift actually weigh more than the 3 people generally. So our original, we just need to find out what the total amount of weight in that lift originally was 10 times 79.2. And that's 792 kilograms. And the 3 people that got out of the lift, their total was 3 times 68, which is 3 times 68 equals 204. That's kilograms. And then 792 minus 204 equals 588. So that's 588. Now, the people how many people are in the lift? Well, there's 7. And their total kilograms are 588. So in order to find out what their average is, we divide that by 7 and we get 84 kilograms. So I should probably write down 588 kilograms divided by 7. And now I think I can do these relatively quickly and still fit in the time. So simplify T9 divided by T3. So that means T9 minus 3, according to indices laws, which means T the 6. W5 times W7, so that means W5 plus 7, that's not very well done, is W12. And then this one, people get wrong all the time because what it actually means is 5xy squared times 5xy squared times 5xy squared. So what people do really well is they do x to the 3 and y to the 6, which is all perfect. And then they put a 5 on the beginning, but it's actually 5 times 5 times 5, which is 125, because it's 5 cubed. So 125 x cubed y is to the 6. There you go, well done. And now I'm going to stop and put this on YouTube.